Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 7 of my 7-day series on anchoring the light for the winter solstice. So, we have arrived at the winter solstice, and this morning I went out for a sunrise walk to welcome the sun and the new cycle of growing light. And I sat for a moment around the pine trees in Central Park, one of my favorite spots. And the thing about the evergreens is that they are a reminder that while so much of life has died off and returned to the earth and gone into hibernation, that life will return and it will grow and expand and blossom once again with the growing light. We also had at the beginning of this weekend a really beautiful new moon, and I held a virtual Reiki circle on Friday, and it was a moment where everyone was able to open up with some of their vulnerabilities over the challenges that came up for them this year, as well as to find clarity on the energies that they're really embodying as we go into a new year. And as I've been talking throughout the series, we are coming to the close of a bigger cycle. We are also in the year of the snake of the Chinese astrology, which represents, shedding deeper layers of ourselves, and in order to be have parts of ourselves be rebirthed in a whole new way. And this week, a friend of mine was sharing that she used to work in a zoo, and when the snakes would be in the final stages of shedding their skin, they couldn't be handled at the zoo because the new skin hadn't fully grown in yet, and so they were very, very sensitive. And so as we're in these final weeks of the year of the snake, uh, we might be experiencing some vulnerability, some emotional rawness, some triggering might be coming up. We are at the holidays, and that can be very triggering. We could be missing loved ones and families, so grief could be coming up. And so this really is a time over these next few days as well as few weeks to really be gentle with yourself, to give yourself some space as well as some grace, to allow for some love and compassion for those vulnerabilities and those sensitivities that you might be experiencing. We also, in sharing what new light is ready to come into our lives, we also talked a little bit about this phenomenon that came into our solar system about 6 months ago with 3-eye Atlas, which is this sort of comet-like object that's been circulating through the solar system. And on this new moon on Friday, it came its closest to the Earth that it's going to come before exiting the solar system. It still has a ways to go to dance around the planets. I believe it's going to also pass Jupiter. But at the same time, it was a beautiful moment to see this kind of emerald green light coming through our solar system. That is the color of the heart chakra. And it somebody described it as almost like that broom that's coming through and sweeping out old, heavy, negative energy. So it's kind of like a symbolic, or symbolism or a mirror of clearing out the old to make way for the new. And so with the seventh chakra, that is at our crown, the top of our head. One of the other things we talked about on Friday is our sovereignty. And so as we step into this new cycle of growth, we are going to be challenged to step into our sovereignty and to find our empowerment from within instead of looking outside of ourselves for validation, for the empowerment that we're seeking, and instead to find our own inner truth and our own stand and strength that understands that no matter what is going on in the chaos of the world, that if I tend to my inner light and if I tend to my own inner sovereignty, that at the end of the day, no matter what challenges I'm facing, everything is going to be okay. This is where we tap into our faith in ourselves and our faith with our connection to the universe, that we're going to get through whatever it is we need to get through, and that whatever is being rebirthed, to be in that space of allowing it to come through and allowing that evolution to unfold for us. Humans don't like change, and yet change is so important on our soul's journey. So the seventh chakra connects us to the spirit realm, and at this time of year, at the winter solstice, because the physical realm has gone to sleep, we can connect in a deeper way with the spiritual realm. So you may even be finding that you're sleeping a little deeper. Your dream state might be more vivid. Your intuition or your ability to tap into the subtle energies may be a little bit sharper or stronger. And so to pay attention to that, and to allow spirit to communicate with you and inspire you as we go into this new cycle of growth. So with that, I'm going to invite you to just gently drop your eyelids and just take a moment to connect with the color ray of violet, which is the color of the seventh chakra, just above the crown, just above the top of your head. And just imagine a sphere of purple violet light, just gently moving down your body and just infusing your whole being with this beautiful violet light. Just letting it gently move down and over you, coming through every cell of your being. And with each exhale, just allowing it to move out into your aura, anchoring this beautiful violet light into your being, until eventually it makes its way all the way down to your feet. And as you breathe in and you exhale, just bringing into your mental focus that moment of stillness where you're neither inhaling nor exhaling. That reminds us of the void of all potentials that we can work with at this time of year. And as you call in this beautiful violet light, just take a moment to reflect on what new spark of light are you bringing in for yourself at this time. Perhaps there are 1 to 3 words that come to mind of the type of energy you want to experience going into the new year. Or it could be 1 to 3 phrases. For example, one of my phrases was celebrated consistency. So being consistent with what I'm doing in my life, but celebrating that consistency. And another one for me is open-hearted connections. So what words are coming for you at this time that help you to feel self-connected, stepping into your sovereignty, and that will best support you going into this new year? And just really feeling those energies awaken and open within you. You may wish to place your hands somewhere on your body to anchor those energies. Maybe your heart, or your lower belly, or your solar plexus, or maybe even your legs. Where in your body do you want to anchor that that spark of new light. And just breathe into those places, anchoring those words, those intentions. And then gently open your eyes. And so, as we close this final session today, I want to wish you a blessed winter solstice, and to remind you that so often we think of manifestation and all the things that we intend, that we look at what we grow on the surface, and so we oftentimes think of spring as new beginnings. But between now and spring, over these next 3 months, there is so much work that goes under the surface of the earth in order to enable for that new growth to happen. And so these next 2 to 3 months are a really beautiful time to remind ourselves that so much of our growth happens underneath the surface of life, and that our successes in life are directly related to the work that we do underneath the surface of our success. So really take these next few weeks to marinate in the new energies that you're cultivating for yourself, and to use them as energy to really ignite that new growth that you're looking for in the new year, and to know and trust that that inner work that you're doing is going to then support the successes that you might experience on the surface of life. So happy holidays, happy new year, and I wish you all the best. And if you are interested in connecting with me, either for one-on-one healing sessions, or to learn more about our upcoming group work, I'm teaching a Reiki 1 class in January, as well as we're going to be restarting the in-person Reiki circles here in New York City. And they're going to be run a little differently, so each month is going to have a different theme, and I'm going to be collaborating with some of my Reiki Master students. So definitely go to my website. The link is in the comments, but it's ReikiEssenceHealing.com. And be sure to check out some of my offerings. All right. Happy New Year and happy holidays. Take care.